Welcome to the Manager Lab, where we delve into the increasingly dynamic world of talent management. In each episode, we will unravel key insights, break down the most relevant books and articles, and provide actionable tips to optimize your approach in developing and retaining top talent. Stay tuned for a deep dive into the art, science, and strategy of unlocking your team's full potential. Let's enter the Manager Lab. Well, today in the lab, we're talking about a topic every manager will face sooner or later, even if we hope we never do, and that's recovering from a high-profile mistake. The inspiration for today's episode comes from a recent Harvard Business Review discussion, Recovering from a High-Profile Mistake, featuring business leaders who openly reflected on failures that altered the course of their careers and what they learned from those experiences. One of the most powerful messages from the article is that leadership is not defined by the absence of mistakes. It's defined by how we respond when mistakes become impossible to ignore. As managers, that is an incredibly important lesson, because if you lead long enough, you will make a decision that doesn't work. You will miss something important. You will trust the wrong information. You may even make a mistake that becomes highly visible to your team, your peers, or your organization. So the question isn't whether mistakes happen. The question is, what do leaders do next? And so today, let's explore 3 key lessons and 5 very practical actions that can help any manager recover from a high-profile mistake and emerge stronger than before. So key takeaway number 1, own the mistake quickly and completely. One of the fastest ways to destroy credibility is to spend energy protecting your ego. When leaders are embarrassed, they often become defensive. They explain, they justify, they point to circumstances, they highlight what others did wrong. But trust is rebuilt through ownership. People rarely expect perfection from leaders. What they do expect is accountability. So the moment a mistake becomes visible, your team is watching. They're not just evaluating the mistake itself, they're actually evaluating your character. Do you take responsibility? Do you tell the truth? Do you focus on solutions, or do you focus on protecting yourself? The leaders who recover fastest are the ones who say, look, here's what happened. Here's my role in it, and here's what we're going to do next. No excuses, no blame, no spin, just ownership. And ironically, the moment that many leaders fear will destroy their credibility often becomes the moment that strengthens it, because accountability is one of the most powerful demonstrations of leadership. All right, key takeaway number 2, separate the failure from your identity. One reason high-profile mistakes hurt so much is that leaders often personalize them. Instead of saying, I made a mistake, they begin saying, I am a failure. And those are very different statements. Great leaders understand that a mistake is an event. It is not an identity. If every mistake becomes a judgment about your worth, you will eventually become risk-averse. You will stop innovating. You will stop making bold decisions. You will stop leading courageously. The truth is that almost every respected leader has a story they wish they could erase. Many of the leaders we admire today experienced setbacks, public criticism, failed initiatives, or painful miscalculations. What separates them from others is not perfection. It is resilience. They learned from the situation, they adjusted, they moved forward. And as managers, we must model that same kind of mindset for our teams. When people see us learn from mistakes rather than hide from them, we create a culture where growth becomes really possible. Key takeaway number 3, turn the mistake into a system improvement. Perhaps the biggest insight from the HBR discussion is that recovery is not about repairing your image. It is about improving the system. Because anyone can apologize, fewer people can demonstrate learning. So the most powerful response to a mistake is to ask, what allowed this to happen? What process failed? What safeguard was missing? And what needs to change going forward? And the goal is not simply avoiding embarrassment. The goal is becoming better. In fact, many organizations become stronger after significant mistakes because those mistakes exposed weaknesses that were already present. And the best leaders use failure as feedback, and they treat mistakes as just data. And they use that data to create stronger systems, better communication, clearer expectations, and smarter decision-making going forward. So here's 5 very practical actions for you as a manager. Number 1, communicate early. Silence creates uncertainty, and that uncertainty creates rumors, and those rumors create distrust. When a mistake occurs, communicate what you know as soon as possible. You don't need every answer immediately, but people deserve transparency. Action number 2, focus on facts. Emotion is natural. Panic is not productive. So gather the facts, understand what happened, avoid assumptions, and then lead with clarity rather than emotion. Action number 3, create a prevention plan. A sincere apology matters, but a prevention plan matters more. Your team wants confidence that lessons have been learned. So document specific changes, build checklists, improve reviews, clarify decision rights, create, the safeguards that you need, and show people that learning is happening. Action number 4, stay visible. Many leaders withdraw after a public mistake, and that's understandable, but visibility matters. Continue engaging with your team, continue leading meetings, continue showing up. Confidence is rebuilt through consistent behavior over time. And action number 5, earn trust through small wins. Trust rarely returns all at once. It comes back through a series of very small but reliable actions. So meet your commitments, follow through on things, communicate clearly, and ultimately deliver results. And over time, consistency becomes your strongest reputation repair strategy. Okay, I'd like to leave you with some final thoughts here. Your greatest leadership test may not be the day everything goes right. It may be the day everything goes wrong. When success comes easily, anyone can look like a leader. But when a mistake becomes public, when criticism arises, when confidence is shaken, that's when character becomes visible. The leaders people remember are not those who never stumbled. They're the ones who stood back up. They took responsibility. They learned the lesson. They strengthened the systems. And they used the experience to become wiser, more humble, and ultimately more effective leaders. So if you're carrying the weight of a recent mistake today, remember this: a mistake may become part of your story, but it does not have to become the end of the story. In many cases, it becomes the chapter that shapes your best leadership lessons, and those lessons may ultimately make you the leader your team needs most. Well, thanks for listening, and until next time we meet in the Manager Lab, do good work.